Welcome back, and today we are Saturday, 24th of September, 10:30 p.m. Singapore Asia time, and if you are watching from the US, that'll be 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome back. Very happy to see all of you who are watching in live right now. I turn on the chat so that we can have a casual chill conversation. All right, welcome back. Here we go. And if you are live, I encourage you to put on the live stream so that we can see who's joining us right here for tonight. Okay, I see Kelvin, I see Wilson, I see Jacqueline. I hope you are back in Singapore. And who else is joining us tonight? Wow. I see Edmund, Edwin, welcome back. Jeanette, Jeffrey, John. Good to see you guys back. All right. So, we started like earlier back then when we started our YouTube live stream, right? Every time we have a snack. And tonight I'm gonna take this really, really important snack. I've been kind of missed out a few times round, but I thought I should let you know this is my secret recipe. Ready? Here we go. Dang, 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 dang. This is my secret recipe. Raw Manuka honey, UMF 10 plus. Wow. And I really like this product because this product comes with a QR code. And you can see, you can check the authenticity of the product by scanning the QR code. And of course, this is a really, really powerful product in a sense. It took care of my body when my voice is down, or if I'm not feeling healthy and all that. I will just take one spoon of it. In fact, it was my daily routine until I broke the routine when I left for Boston, right? So I'm going to kind of show you how I consume this really great product. And I encourage all of you to take honey. A natural, and just take a small spoon and kind of just go in and scoop up something like this, all right? So when you scoop up the spoon, what you're afraid of is a spill at the side, right? So you kind of inside the bottle. Mmm. Oh. So that's how you consume honey, and you just take one spoon and just eat it raw, and then you don't waste it, okay? Because there's still some remnants of it. And let me just, I encourage all of you to have a water supply near you, and I'm not too sure. Can you see my water supply? It's like a 8 liters big glass bottle right here that I always have within my reach. And so I pour it in, right? I take the same spoon, go and stir so that I don't waste any part of it. Wow, this is like every drop counts. There you go. That's my routine every day. So how about all of you? Okay, Jacqueline back in Singapore. Very happy to see you back in Singapore. That's good. Who else is joining us for tonight? We have Thomas, King Yip, Eltin. Happy weekend. Liz, you are right now Saturday, and Catherine, good to see you. Rose, Marcus, and Dizu. Wow, we got a big crowd tonight. All the sleepless crowd. Now, what we gone through yesterday, recap. Yesterday, the market took a really, really big hit because of this fear about recession kicking in, and we gone through it already, right? Now, I had a kind of like 2 weeks catch-up meeting with my classmates from Harvard Business School, and we were talking about, interest rates, inflation rate, and, is there a recession coming in? Is it a prolonged recession? And everybody got kind of having different theses and different ideas about it. Now, this is where it depends on which camp you subscribe to. Now, granted, we can all take, you see, that the market always have two extremes, all right? So let's start with this extreme. You can have the extreme like Dr. Gloom or Dr. Doom, whatever name out there, right? is always like, oh, forever condemned, the market is going back, 5 years, 10 years recession. So they will have this camp that loves to strike fear. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, they are probably selling something, and the thing that they are selling is a concept of fear. Fear is a much more sexier product to sell than hope. All right, so this camp is a really, really big camp, comprises of Wall Street analysts, fund managers, professionals, um, idiots. It can be anyone. And because it is much more easier um, to paint the road to hell. Now, why do I say that? You know, recently, I've been trying to understand the algorithm in Facebook, in Twitter, in TikTok, in YouTube. I'm trying to understand the algorithm because I'm trying to understand how can the algorithm help us amplify the voice here as spiking. All right. So why did I bring this up? Because I realized there are actually many live videos right now on Facebook, especially on Facebook, where they will show you like videos of people possessed by spirit, temple mediums, and where they literally show, the spirit enter the body and the guy will perform and all kind of magical stuff will happen, right? So to show that extreme, the path of something that people cannot imagine, it is a much more easier, sexier story to tell. Now, putting aside all the data, by the way, every one of us got our data wrong. Whoever dare to stand right here in front of a video and say you got your data right, that's bullshit. From the Fed chair to the Treasury Secretary to the President, everybody got the data wrong because I shared with you guys yesterday, first time in 40 years, our generation is experiencing inflation for the first time. And that's the reason why everyone is just trying to grapple, what do we look at? How do we understand this? So I'm going to come to the data side of things in a short while. Let me cover these two extremes first. So you have one extreme, they love to talk about fear, the road to hell, and just very creepy about doom and gloom and everything about it. Right or wrong, you decide, all right? But I think my perspective of that is a much more sexier story to sell and for people to strike fear into the hearts of mind. To strike fear into the hearts of men and women is a much more easier proposition. All right? So this group will kind of gather together and sing the same prophecy, and you eventually somehow in their own group become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Group one, we tackle it one extreme. Now we're going to talk about the other extreme. How about if we say that we take an objective view and perhaps we ask ourselves, hey, if everybody believe that the world is in recession right now, there's so much fear, what else is in our blind spot? Could there be a potential blind spot that we have not thought about? All right? Because you remember the famous saying from Warren Buffett, you must be extremely greedy when everyone is extremely fearful. And you must be extremely fearful when everyone is extremely greedy. So it kind of makes sense, right? So this is the camp where I subscribe to. I'm always going out there to find hope. And I say, is there any more hope left? Of course there is. Always there will be hope. That's what keeps man alive. But what is the realistic hope to look at this market? So that is where the conundrum between the fearful camp and the hopeful camp kind of clash of the titans. I want to show you this chart right now and to drive home the message. So it is a very, very rough week. It's not easy for the market. In fact, the fear kind of permeate across to Europe. And my classmates from India say, no, there's no inflation in India. Everybody just spending money. I take it with a pinch of salt. All right? So here we go. This is the Dow Jones. A little bit different from what I showed you yesterday because today we are able to look at this candle. And this candle has officially broken below 30,000. We spoke at length about this 30,000 yesterday. And then the hope that I see in this candle lies in what? Where is the hope in seeing a red candle? And this is a very powerful Japanese candlestick because it looks like what we call an arrow. So an arrow looks like this. This is the arrowhead. And then you go down below it, ding, and this shows the direction of the arrow attempting to fly upwards. Right? This shows the direction of the arrow attempting to fly upwards. And this is exactly what we are seeing in this candle right there. Okay? So I started today's conversation with you so that everybody, a challenge to everybody who's watching right now, go and find your hope. And try to be a little bit twisted with your mind. I know, we treated with very, very rough by the market the past 2 weeks. And then, yesterday culminated in this candle falling below 30,000. But the candle kind of give us a little bit sense of hope. This is a candle shooting vertically up, not down. That's the reason why I want to show you this. And with this perspective, then and only then we can come back and ask ourselves, you have 3 choices right now. And I just came from another birthday gathering. And one of them commented that, I look at my account, all red, I don't dare to look at it. All right, so you have choice number 1, don't look at your account. And you go through this season not understanding why, because you didn't look at your account. So you can belong to the first camp because you're too fearful, you choose not to look at your account, perfectly fine, it's your choice. Or you choose to be the other camp, every day I must look at my account, I want to be part of the market, I want to know what the heck is going on, and I want to grow with the market. Or you take the third approach, kind of hybrid. Only look at it when you're ready. All right? So with that, I can frame the great discussion for tonight with all of you. All right? So I hope you understand what I'm sharing with you, and I welcome your feedback. I need to drink my Chinese tonight. I'm drinking Japanese tea, and I welcome you to give your feedback. All right? So let me fire off the first chat. And please share with us which camp you belong to. All right. So I give you 3 options just now. Let me know which camp you belong to. You are the camp number 1, refuse to look at the account, you're too fearful. Or you're camp number 2, you force yourself to look at your account every day, you say, I want to grow with the market. Or camp number 3, hybrid of the 2 in between. Let me see your feedback right there. Here we go. All right, who else is in the house? Woohoo! We got quite a number of Cam 2 hybrid. Cam 2. Every day looking at your account, very good. And how about Cam 3? No Cam 3, Cam 1? Check which account which I need when I need to Cam 3. Must learn during trying times, all right? Yeah. So, really, I'm really happy to see, our core group of students, you are so positive-minded about it. And that's the way to learn. You put yourself through this process, all right? It is not easy, but think about it, it is also not that difficult. Why? So let me put out the framework, the kind of psychology that you must play with your twisted mind in order to survive this week and the upcoming weeks in the future, all right? So this is what I shared with my classmates. We had about, let me see, we started at about 6 to 7:30. We had about 1.5 hours of a kind of a catch up with each other. This is kind of a passed down by Harvard Business School that, they encourage us once every month to catch up in a very organized, scheduled meeting. All right. So let me share with you what I share with them. And then you think about how fascinating for us in our lifetime to be able to go through this journey together. All right. And again, I'm not trying to be, um, I'm not trying to be, the word is, the right choice of word is, I'm not trying to be shelving aside all these realities facing us. No, I'm not ignoring them. I'm facing them. But I'm encouraging you to face the realities of the market with an open mind, with a much more healthier mind. That's what I'm trying to do right here. Okay? I'm not telling you the market is all rosy picture, rainbow, and everywhere. No, no, no. The reality of the market is it is. We can't change. But how we handle it is going to be key and super, super important. Okay? Ready? And here we go. As I look around to look for positivity, and I shared, there is one fundamental truth. And I'm going to frame it out as a question so that you guys have a chance to think through it rather than you keep absorbing, I just throw out the answer and boom, you absorb. No. I want to challenge you to think about it. In all this messiness right now, all this messiness, and I can, recite to you the 6 I's that we've gone through, right? We started with high inflation, then we have the hike of interest rate, we have the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, and then we have the isolation of China, and then we have the inverted yield curve that precedes a recession, and then we have the implosion of the crypto market. We got 6 I's that we are dealing with. Okay? In the midst of all this, what do you think is that one single element that's not being talked about? Somehow everybody just not talking about it. Somehow. So let me frame this out as a question, and I'll repeat the question 2-3 times so that you all really understand what I'm trying to ask you and you don't, put out cheeky reply. I want you to put out a learned reply, right? What is that one element? I mean, element could describe many, many things. I try not to be as detailed about it. I just use the word element. What is that one element that is missing in all this chain, in all this in all these events that are taking place? Okay? I formulated this question first, and I make sure all of you really understand. So let me give myself a chance to articulate. What is that one? What is that? Sorry, how come one is that? Sorry, I spelled the first word wrong. Just just know that I'm asking a question. What is that one element that is missing in all these events that are taking place? We are chasing many, many things. We are chasing inflation, we are chasing interest rate, we are chasing employment data, we are chasing retail sales, we are chasing Jerome Powell, we stay until so late at night just to watch him go live on CNBC, we are chasing President Joe Biden, we are chasing everything out there. What is that one element that somehow nobody is talking about it? I give you 20 seconds to think about it and formulate your reply. So right now, everybody kept quiet. No one is replying to me. What is that? What is that? What is that? Oi! I really love all of you so much. We have Dr. Benjamin asking the first question: how am I, the individual, managing this? Okay, good. Good attempt. Dennis, invasion of COVID. Jeffrey, market rebound. Liz, US dollar value. Aries, economic condition. Let me attempt to frame the question one more time. Maybe you don't get what I'm trying to ask. Okay, let me ask from another approach. There's a lot of things happening, right? From starting of January this year, 2022, until this point in time tonight. So many things, and I shared about my 22 years of investing in the market. Most of the things that happened, they took place in a sequential approach, in a sequential manner. A will happen first, followed by B. B will happen, followed by C. But this year, everything happened simultaneously. We started with inflation, then we go to interest rate. Interest rate go to invasion, from invasion go back to inflation go back to interest rate, because every month the inflation data is being published. And the FOMC has 8 windows to announce the interest rates this year. So we kind of move forward, backtrack. And by the time, the inflation data kind of drop, they raise the interest rate. Or whatever is happening, it's like simultaneous. Okay? So we really spend a lot of time looking at the US stock market, looking at Wall Street, looking at whatever data that we can grab hold of. Nothing wrong with that. But I think there's one missing element. And this missing element, and I'm still framing my thesis around it, it got triggered by this message I received today. All right? So I'm going to make sure you're not shocked at all when I put this out. And then we try to connect the dots. And this has been circulating, and in Chinese we have a saying, 无风不起浪. It's like you cannot have a big wave without wind. So something must have happened already. All right? So ready? 3, 2, 1. This is the latest. Nobody really talked about President Xi Jinping. And today, this is the hottest news. Xi Jinping under house arrest. And we spoke about 16th of October, right? I mean, you guys who watched the YouTube series with me, you know that, I have a big thesis about China awakening, and suddenly the focus right now is on Xi Jinping. Kind of strange, because nobody really thought through, is there something wrong somewhere in China, right? I mean, we were challenging the fact that, what is this zero COVID-19 policy, and is it real, or is it just an agenda to kill off political enemies? And today, this thing came out. Xi Jinping under house arrest. And it's not just circulating on YouTube, it's circulating on WhatsApp. People are sharing messages and trying to verify, authenticate, cross triangulation, all that stuff is happening, okay? So this came out 10 hours ago. And then this also came out 23rd will be yesterday, Singapore, right? Singapore time, GMT plus 8. China's security official gets life imprisonment as Xi crushes political clique. So it looks like to me, we've been trying to chase data here, left, right, center, but something is brewing in the undercurrents in China. And it happens at the highest level. So we're going to look at this article, kind of interesting. And if we're going to go back to, you guys subscribe to the idea that I want to watch my trading account, I want to grow with the market, I want to know what the heck is happening. And that kind of expand our mindset, right? So here we go. I really like the chain of events that happened to me today, and I kind of want to connect the dots together. Here we go. A Chinese court sentenced a former top security official to life in prison, completing a crackdown on the political clique he led just weeks before a crucial Communist Party reshuffle. All right, so let's study the rank profile of this guy. Former Vice Public Security Minister. Now, this is like the inner circle, the bodyguards. And he is the closest probably to the president Xi Jinping. Yet he was given a suspended life sentence. Now, this is really too close for comfort for a high ranking officer that's very close to the president, all right? With no possibility of parole. And of course, in China, they can come up all kinds of reason. So his reason is bribery, stock manipulation, illegal gun possession, and all that. Okay. Now at his rank, I'm not too sure how they put this illegal gun possession to the blame it on him. All right, but I think for a public security minister, I think he will have easily access to guns legally, but somehow became an illegal gun possession. So let's come down to here, okay? So made no mention of his political dealings, but they accuse him of what? Cultivating personal power and forming an interest group. So that to me is one single word, which I will call it mutiny. That's it. This is about a case of someone very close to the president that probably about to launch a mutiny of sort. And unfortunately, there are many spies called spies versus spies, and somebody probably betrayed this guy, and that's it. They quickly kill off this mutiny, someone so close to the president. But another 2% associated with the group, former Justice Minister, who was and Wang Like, who was a senior official in Jiangsu, were similarly given suspended death sentences. Plus 3 others, former Shanghai police chief and former Chongqing police chief and former Shanxi police chief, received lengthy prison terms on Wednesday. Can you see what the heck is going on? Points to one word: mutiny. Because this is not simple matter anymore. Shanghai is huge. All the bosses are there, and all the movies are always made in Shanghai, right? And then Chongqing, and then Shanxi. I mean, Shanxi was actually Mao Zedong era, when he was escaping from the Kuomintang. He started from Shanxi, right? And these are all very, 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 very sensitive area. Now, I don't proclaim to be a Chinese expert. For my very, very limited knowledge, I look at these 3 cities, 3 police chiefs sentenced to life sentence in one day. This is common sense. You don't need to be a Chinese scholar or to be a Chinese expert to interpret this. How many of you are with me so far? And if you are following through, before I press on further, because some of you are already lost in Wonderland, are you following with me? Do you feel me? Hey, I want to see your feedback. Wow. Who's with me and my baby? Yay! Hey everybody, this is Muffin. Hey, hello. Okay, looks like all of you are with me. That's good. And this is my oh my god, this is like a little teddy bear. This is Muffin. And she will always be on the table when I'm working. She's just on this table where it's always next to my keyboard. Okay, here we go. See right there. Ding. There's your little toy. So let me see the audience. So all of you following the Chinese drama right now. But this is not, I mean, it's also quite shocking to me because it even circulated to my Harvard classmates, even circulated to prominent business people in Singapore, and everybody trying to cross reference, cross check, cross verification, and all that, right? So that's the reason why I thought, I think we are onto something here. And I framed the question, in all this cloudiness that we are chasing all the different data, perhaps we are missing something. Something is brewing underneath all this kind of sequential, simultaneous events that's taking place, right? And today, the spotlight is thrown on Xi Jinping. So, three police chief plus the security chief, and the word for today is called mutiny. All right. Now, then we go on to the next paragraph. The verdicts underscore Chinese President Xi Jinping's willingness to take down high ranking party officials ahead of a key congress in which he's expected to secure a precedent breaking third term in power. The gathering set for October 16 in Beijing will decide the party's leadership lineup for the next 5 years. So every Chinese right now in the world, whether you're Chinese or non-Chinese, you know that he has changed the constitution so that he's going to serve for a third term. The constitution states very clearly you can only serve 2 terms. And for whatever reasons, he decided to change the constitution himself. All right. So this is a very sensitive period. And if you look at the date, 24th of September, we got 6 more days. 16th of October, we have about 22 days counting down. That's about 3 weeks counting down to the big, big day. And this news came out yesterday. This news, plus that rumors are circulating that he's under house arrest. All right? So we started the discussion from this big rumor that's spreading everywhere like crazy. Step one. And then we connect the dot with the Bloomberg article, which is factual. It's not a rumor, this is factual. And right now, I begin to kind of get closer to the idea that perhaps the zero COVID-19 policy is just a political campaign since July 2020 to start killing off all his enemies just to prepare for 16th of October, which is taking place 3 weeks from today. Do you read me right now? So if you look at July 20, what's the significance of this date? 7, oh, I can't believe it, man. 7 minus 2 or minus 1. In fact, January, the virus really started in Wuhan. All right. So you take July minus January, that's 6 months when COVID-19 and pandemic spread across the world. He found a reason. Xi Jinping, I believe, found a reason to get rid of all his political enemies. And I'm going to frame out in 3 steps how he found the reason, acted on the reason, and then prepared for the reason, which is going to take place 3 weeks from today. All right. So I mean, this is a um, I love to do this part of the job. This is what keeps me going. Very, very passionate about the market. And here we go. All right. Step one. I'm going to turn this into white color right now. Oops. So we're going to frame it this way. Step one. Ding. 6 months into the outbreak of the Wuhan virus in January 2020, and in July, what he did, he started to isolate the cities, what we call city lockdown. Now, you must have a lockdown first, and this is the primary reason he found a great excuse. Hey, we got a virus, the right thing to do is to lock it down. And while we lock it down, we got to go into step two. And what's the step two? Ding, ding. Catch all the enemies. Because they can't move right now. They can't move between cities. And, they have all this way to detect the people. And the lockdown actually inconvenience all the enemies from whether it's to act together or to escape together, whatever it is. That resulted in step two. Now, from step two, what do you think is the step three? So let me frame it up here. Let's go to step three. I'm going to leave it there, switch over, and give all of you a chance to participate again. And I love to do this. I don't want to just give it to you. I want you to participate with me. What is step three? Here we go. What is step three? All right. Wow, no one is contributing. Very sad. If you're not contributing means you don't understand what the heck is going on already. You kind of lost already. Well, at least it's a bit to the extreme torture them. They'll tickle their feet. Okay, what is step three? Come on, Wilson. Consolidate his power. How do you consolidate his power? What is step three? So you have tortured them, you consolidate his power, and the rest kind of too heavy a question for you tonight. Wow. Xian. Wow. JLo, can you give me English or not? What is that? Cheers. Wow, that's that character I got difficulty, man. Intensify Cold War with US and invade Taiwan. Wow, that one is a bit extreme. That's starting war. Now if he has so many enemies, he cannot start a war because he have to fight off his internal enemies first. All right. That's what I'm thinking. Get ready to sit on the throne. Wow, Jeanette. Eradicate the enemy. Link up with Russia. Now he did visit Russia, and that's how the rumor came out today. First time he left China, and straight away the rumor of him being in house arrest start to circulate worldwide. This is not just in Singapore; it's spreading globally right now, right? So thank you very much, all of you. You put in your fair amount of thinking tonight. Take down the enemy. Take down the grassroots leaders first. All right. But how do you know who is your enemy? Right? How do you know who is your enemy? So, step one, CD lockdown, straight away immobilize all the people, whether friends or enemies, everybody's stuck, right? Then step two, catch all the enemies, which he did. And step three, I believe, is this. Here we go. Catch all the enemies. Oops. And catch them all over again before 16th of October. So, how does this correlate with what we are trying to do right here? So, this one is a bit, again, I don't do scripted live streaming, I do on the spot with you guys. As you respond to me, I also think through my answers. What am I asking, and what is my own answers to the question I ask? And this connects the final dot of which I want to share with you tonight. Step one, lock down the city. He got a very great excuse, COVID-19. Step two, once after you lock down, you start catch all your enemies, which is found right here. Oops. Starting from July, he did this. Nationwide anti-corruption campaign, right? And 170,000 officials and police officers. Now, that is a lot of people to catch, by the way. And by the way, China is very big. They can send them to all the farmlands out there, and they cannot restore their power anymore. So once they've done this, then the final step right now, through this July 2020 action leading to today, he has to take down, whether it's right or wrong, I got no correct answer for you. He has to take down all his security people. That includes, the people include 3 of the police chief. Now this is big, all right? Plus the one that's right at the top of the article, and none other than, holy moly, former Vice Public Security Minister Sun Lijin. I think this is the final cleansing before 16th of October. But please help me to reach out to your friends and cross-verify, is there any truth of Xi Jinping under house arrest? Okay? So I'm going to connect the final dot right now. Why are we talking about Xi Jinping out of nowhere? And what has this got to do with our investing in the market? We say that we've been chasing round and round in circles about data, inflation followed by interest rate coming back, inflation, and it's kind of going crazy, right? We're also looking at energy market. We're looking at Russia, Ukraine. There's no end to that, and potential nuclear war. We're also looking at why the Dow just keep going down. The tech stocks all got hammered. Why, and why? And in the cloudiness of all these things happening, perhaps there's one element that we fail to look at. And tonight, we want to narrow down to this element, and that is President Xi Jinping, going to be inaugurated as the Emperor of China, 16th of October. Now, why is this so important to us? Is simply this. If this cleansing finally stops, guess what? I hope that the business go back to normal in China. And once that kickstart, we need to have a big wave of consumer spending. And this big wave is, in fact, everybody is waiting for China to start really consuming oil, start all the factories, and send out the largest, most populous country in the world, 1.4 billion people, go out there and spend money, buy things, all right? So in one part of it, we need their spending. On the other part of it, and what we get is the US-China trade war. So you have a population of 300 million versus a population of 1.4 billion. And that's the reason why I've been watching TikTok. There is a shift among the Chinese. And the shift goes this way. In the past, they really admired all the foreign brands. Louis Vuitton, some of them still admire it. But, over time right now, in the current season, many of the Chinese start from admiring the Western brands, they start admiring their home brands. They rather go and support their home brands. And that's the reason why this shift is kind of a very, very scary, because they started off as being supportive of manufacturing. They are the low tier end of the supply chain side of things, right? So things are very cheap. You can see most of the products in the world made in China and all that. But as they move up the supply chain and the value chain from manufacturing, right now they are going to go into branding their own products. Now, this is the part they're going to have a collision with the Americans. They don't want to play the second fiddle anymore. They want to up the value chain for the Chinese people. So, in that regard, there'll be a head on collision. And while there's a head on collision, the position of the president will be so key for the success of China. So, we have all these things that we analyze tonight: arrest, arrest, and non-stop arrest of his people. And perhaps there might be a mutiny, and perhaps he's really truly under house arrest. Maybe it's not a rumor, maybe it's factual. Nobody knows, right? But if he managed to survive until 16th of October, we pray really hard that business back to normal. And if business back to normal, there's this chance that he will unleash a whole generation of entrepreneurs, of whole generation of consumer spending to kind of revitalize the market. And that's what I'm thinking about. Now, this could be very, very far-fetched, but typically over the weekend on Saturday, Sunday, I start thinking about all these crazy ideas and really influenced by the books I read, by the videos I watch, and I try to connect the dots. But we're going to come back to the most important article for today, which I have not revealed to you yet. Ready? I hope you guys are ready, and it's something that we always want to look for great stocks to look at, to play. And I'm still on my mission to fire one trade per day. All right. So those of you who are on Don't Stop Believing Trade notification, you have received my 2 notification last night. All right. So here we go. I believe this is something we need to take a look at. What the analysts are thinking about top high conviction stocks for playing the market turbulence. And let me scroll it down right here. So please write this down. And this is the homework for this weekend. What we call a cloud stock, CrowdStrike, Aviation, MediFirst, Thermo Fisher, and Davita. Now, my company is using the software from this guy. All right, so this is, we know what's going on here. They are doing very, very good business right now. For the others, we have to analyze deeper, right, using the data of insider trading. Now, every company right now here, have a quick description. So let me run through with you guys. MediFast is about nutrition and weight loss company. Is firing on all cylinders. So looks good, all right? Stock price pretty high at 278. But this stock is one of D.A. Davidson's top high conviction small cap ideas, right? And it hit a 52-week low, so you can buy low and make sure, double check, the insiders are also supporting it before you go in, all right? So this is the takeaway for MediFast. Second one is Davita. Here we go. Kidney and dialysis care provider, upgraded to a buy rating by UBS. Again, this is something I urge you, always check the insider trading, all right? You really need the support of the insider trading activities to ramp up the stock price. Next one is Thermo Fisher Scientific. Here we go. And this is a high conviction. What did they benefit from? They are a major COVID beneficiary, but it is the strong underlying growth that interests us. They have unique exposure to biologics, and the firm said, which offers significantly improved patient outcomes with fewer side effects and a greater chance of success through clinical trials. Biologics are drugs developed through natural methods such as cell development and genomics. Okay, so go and take a look at this one. And next one is CrowdStrike. For CrowdStrike, holy moly, this is the moment in time where, a period of consolidation is possible. We have high conviction that CrowdStrike is a unique investment vehicle as the modern security cloud with exceptional long-term value creation potential. Okay. Next is we are a client of Aviation. overweight rating. So this is based on what? Given meaningful high multi-year growth cycles in motion, significant pricing power, and more balanced financial profiles. Right? Medifast we covered, Davita we covered, Thermo Fisher we covered. And that's it. So 3 things we're going to sum up right now. This is a Saturday night, kind of a heavy for you guys. We start off by looking at the Dow falling below 30,000, and I share with you, we must always attempt to look for hope. Don't give up. And I saw the little candle like firing up. Monday we'll know the answer, right? And I still stick to the thesis that, we're going to have a super pan up rally awaiting us end of this year. We covered those points about terminal rate inflation of 4%. Interest rate of 4%. We covered about the fact that inflation probably has already tanked, but the lagging data is just not catching up fast enough. And we got 2 more windows left, November and December. Then we move on to talk about, in all this messiness, have we missed out one important element? And that's the Emperor of China. I put forward to you the thinking today, why he needs to put to life imprisonment 3 police chiefs and his security officer ahead of 16th of October. And then when we reverse engineer his actions yesterday, we kind of see it that, oh my gosh, 6 months since July 2020, he has found the perfect reason to immobilize all his enemies, round them up, catch them, and catch them again. 16th October, thereafter, I hope, is a peaceful China, and we need China to really ramp up the global economy. And finally, we ended off with high conviction stocks, which I just shared with you guys, kind of a little homework for you to play around, and before we start our next week grind again. Thank you everyone so much for joining me tonight. And tomorrow is Sunday. I got a very early morning duty. I want to start, there's something also want to get all of your feedback, all right? Are you guys using TikTok, by the way? I want to ask you this question. Do you use TikTok? So let me ask this question before we round up. Because, I've been encouraged by the data from TikTok, and I thought that perhaps I should go into the TikTok space and create contents over there related to the stock market. And every piece of video is kind of limited by 1 minute, and kind of in line with what I'm doing. I always try to connect 3 things together. And if I can frame that discussion in 1 minute, I think it'll be fascinating, right? So thank you so much. Some of you say not yet. Some of you say nope. Well, I see more no than yes, no. Oh my gosh. And Andy says TikTok only for kids. Kelvin say yes. Okay, why don't we do this together? All right. Your Gen X teacher is going to enter into the TikTok era. And, my team is kind of pushing me and say, hey, we really got to look at TikTok to have a larger amplification of our messages. So I'm going to start doing that soon. So may I encourage you guys tonight, if you can't sleep, step 1, please go and download the TikTok. Download the TikTok app, all right? Step 2, after you download it, just for the fun of it, really do the profile settings really nicely. And then start watching some of the videos there, right? So you understand the logic behind it. And when I watch those videos, the question I always ask myself is, how do they design the algorithm to suggest the videos that I should watch? So that if I can understand the algorithm, then perhaps the videos I release to TikTok will be amplified much, much faster. All right, so that's something for you to think about. And step 3, tomorrow I hope I will post my first TikTok video relating to investing. All right, so I hope to get the momentum started tomorrow, and let's see how's the response from there. Yep, I see all of your responses. Thank you very, very much. And I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session and sharing. All right, so have a great Sunday, and remember to go to church. Thank you. God bless you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.